Guess what, guys? I'm back. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. I know I disappeared for a really long time from the LadyCode YouTube channel. I was on a hiatus. I feel like a lot of things happened after COVID that really slowed me down from making YouTube videos. Obviously, with TikTok taking off and Instagram Reels, it was just really hard for me to make these long videos on YouTube. But when this Makeup by Mario palette came out, I just got like flashbacks of like reviewing the KKW and Mario palettes and like all these tutorials that I really had so much fun doing. And I also feel like it's time for a giveaway because that's what we did a lot of on this channel, and I was like, I would love to gift somebody this palette as well. So I did order 2 Mario palettes and my Sephora package just arrived, so I was like, this is perfect timing to do a unboxing and review. I mean, I just unboxed it. There's not much to this unboxing, but here is the Makeup by Mario. I don't even know if it has a name, but I'm just calling it like the Cool Tones palette. Obviously there is some fancy name for it. If I find it, I'll let you know. It's called Master Mattes the Neutrals. Okay, so here is the palette. Beautiful packaging. There is this little protector on the mirror, which I like right now, so you guys can't see my setup. And I cannot wait to dive into this palette for a tutorial on this look right here. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so I'm having a really hard time deciding what color I want to start with because there's a lot of options, and immediately I am wanting to go into this warm color right here, but I'm gonna try to hold back, and we will start with this color in the top corner. So I'm just gonna start by blending this into my crease and really bringing out the outer corners because I just love the way pulling this out into my temples makes me shapeshift. Okay, so I just started that little bit and I'm already noticing fallout, so I'm gonna take the LadyCode Resting Bake Face setting powder in the shade 1 Translucent. I'm just gonna go ahead and bake under my eyes so that it'll catch all of the fallout and make sure that I can just brush it off once I'm done with the eye makeup look. When I bake, I like to reinforce my nose contour by bringing this in and highlighting the outside too, so. Okay, so now I'm going back in. Again, I'm going to build on this layer a little bit more. I'm using the LadyCode Fluffy Eyeshadow Brush from the brush collection that is limited edition. I do really like this color though. I feel like it's absolutely stunning. I'm just building right now. Again, I really want to pull my eyes out and elongate them this way. So that's what I'm doing, just by pulling, really darkening right here on the outer corner of the eye, dragging that out. I'm kind of following that bake, pulling it out into my temples, and then I'm pushing up against my brow bone, up and over, and then when everything is off of the brush and there's nothing really left, I'm just bringing that into my nose contour just to reinforce that. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm just doing the same thing on the other side, just moving a little bit faster so we can move this along. I just removed my microblading on my eyebrows, I lasered them off, and I'm not allowed to tweezer wax them for 2 weeks, and I'm about 2 weeks in, so I can finally tweezer wax my eyebrows, thank God, but I have been dying, and you can see that the eyebrow hairs are growing, but I'm so glad I removed my microblading. Okay, so once again, I just took whatever's left on my brush and dragged it in to contour my nose. I feel like these cool tones are really nice for contouring, so these are great shades to just sculpt and shape the face. Yeah, so far I am really impressed with this color. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and switch brushes. I'm going for a dome shape brush. It's just a small pencil type of brush, and I'm going to use that exact same color to smoke out the lower lash line. So when I smoke out the lower lash line, I like to bring it all the way in to this inner corner and just kind of exaggerate that a little bit. And then I also pull this all the way out to exaggerate that eye shape because, again, I just want the eyes to look huge and defined and just exaggerated. Okay, I'm already super happy with how this looks. I feel like just this one shade that we just used is stunning. It's such a good foundation for just a natural look. You just want to add a winged liner and some mascara. I feel like you're good to go. Obviously, this is LadyCode, so we're going to add a little bit more drama to this look. So I'm going to go ahead and add depth. I think I'm going to experiment between these 2 colors. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one first and just kind of define the crease a little bit more. Okay, so that definitely added some depth. I don't know how I feel about it. I did get eyelid surgery and I feel like it's already giving me so much depth in my crease that like I don't really need to exaggerate it so much, but it's really cute for just extra drama. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side just to balance it out. Okay, this is starting to look very like classic LadyCode. I love it. This shade really did it for me to just add that like really nice depth. I love the cool tones right now. I feel like it's really giving, but I'm gonna go ahead and start like a rough draft of like a wing liner just to like bring out the eyes a little bit more. And I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It's like a really, really deep brown color. And I'm using this angled LadyCode brush. I love this brush so much because it just packs in the pigment and you can get a really nice defined line. I feel like the secret to a perfect wing liner is to do it with your eye open. So I'm just gonna stamp like that, and then you have that rough draft already. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp to flatten it out to kind of connect the middle of the eye to the wing line. Okay, so the eyeliner is like rough drafted. I love how it's elongating, but I just feel like it's a little bit too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out to soften the wing a little bit, to do like a blended in wing. So I'm gonna take the exact same color, but with a fluffier brush. This is the original brush that we used to lay down that first shade. I'm just gonna take a little bit on the edge of the brush and I'm just gonna buff out the lines just a little bit and kind of bring it up and into the crease. Okay, I'm loving this right now. I'm pretty much almost done with this eyeshadow look. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little bit of defining on the lash line. So I'm using this Old Faithful NYX retractable eyeliner pencil. This is a brown shade. I like brown because it's a little bit softer. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the waterline on my top lash line. And then on the bottom, like if you guys have been here for a while, you know I love to do this. I just like to do little dashes in between the lashes on the bottom. So I'm leaving this space here open because it does help to make your eyes look a little bit more open. And then I'm doing just little dashes. And then on the inner corner, I'm gonna bring it in like that. So it looks crazy right now. It almost looks like I drew on the lashes, but once I blend it out and then add the mascara, it looks so good. Okay, I'm gonna smoke out what we just did on the lower lash line with my absolute favorite brush from the LadyCode brush set. It's just this really nice pencil brush. You can see that I've used it a lot, but it's just so nice for defining and blending, and I absolutely love the shape. So I actually got two of them because one of them I use for concealer for like defining like my brows and stuff, and the other one I use for eyeshadow. So to smoke out the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna go into like, do I dare go into this really fun blue color? We're gonna do it. We're just gonna experiment. I think this will be really, really cute. So with the blue color, I am just bringing it all together on the lower lash line. I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little bit scared to use that blue color, but now that it's on my eyelids, I'm obsessed. I'm literally like addicted to this color. Like I want to keep adding it. I know I need to stop, but just one more coat because it's just doing something where it makes the eyes look so like edgy and like done. If you guys are into the mob wife trend, I feel like this is like a very mob wife vibe and color. I'm obsessed. Okay, so for the top, I'm going back into this flat LadyCode brush, and we're just gonna go into like this white color because I was very impressed with the original Master Matt's Neutrals palette, the first one that he came out with. That white was very pigmented and I really liked using it for finishing touches. So let's see if the white in this palette delivers just as much. I'm starting like right here and ooh, yes, it's already highlighting so much. And like, you would think that I wouldn't need it, but once I apply it, you see what a big difference that makes to just make that eye pop a little bit more. Once the lashes are on, it's gonna look incredible. So I'm just gonna go back in and get a little bit more for the other side. So again, I'm starting between the inner corner and the nose contour to just highlight that area. It does help to separate the eyes and bring them out a little bit more, which I feel is super sexy. Okay, I'm just adding another coat to the other side. It is pigmented, like it does its job. Okay, so just to pull everything together on the top, I feel like I can just use a little bit more blending. I feel like you can never be too blended. I'm using this like really fluffy fan brush from LadyCode from the brush set. Like all the brushes I use today are from that exact same LadyCode brush set. I'm gonna go into this color right here. I just feel like it's a really nice peachy color to just pull things together. So I'm gonna put this between this like line on my crease and then like my brows. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just fan it through, and hopefully this will add an extra layer of blending. And again, please excuse my eyebrows. I know I have to get them done. I just can't yet. But it's so worth it. Like, I'm really glad I removed my microblading. Quick story behind that, I got my microblading done when I had jet black hair in 2017, like peak YouTube, peak dip brow, you know, the trends were just completely different, and I tattooed on these eyebrows. Now I'm blonde, trends have changed, and I just really struggled with having this like really dark microblading tattoo. I did this in 2017 and it's 2024, so I think it was a little bit more than microblading. It was probably a tattoo, but luckily the lasers got most of it off. I might have to do another round, but even just the little bit of lightening has really changed my life, and I'm so happy with my decision. Okay, last finishing touch before we're done with the eyes. I'm just gonna go ahead and go into this black color here with my favorite little defining brush again from LadyCode, and I just want to define the top wing a little bit more. So pray for me that we don't mess this up. This is gonna help with blending the lashes once they're on. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more chance, but I am not that impressed with the pigment right now. You know that like on this channel, I have and always will be very picky about pigmented blacks. I just feel like it's so crucial for blacks to be pigmented, because if they're not, they get really muddy and gray looking. Right now, I'm not that impressed, so here is one more coat. It's okay. It does the trick. I did have to build it a little bit more. I definitely think that the black in the influencer palette is a lot more pigmented, and I worked very, very hard with the labs to make sure that my black was pigmented, because after dragging pigmented black eyeshadows on every palette I've reviewed on LadyCode ever since I've had this channel, I was like, my black pigment cannot flop. So it is probably the most pigmented black out there, but this is doing the trick. Like, it's gonna get me through this look. Okay, so I brushed off my bake and I'm finishing my makeup, and I thought I would just bring you guys along for the ride. So I'm using fillers from the Snatched Face Palette from LadyCode shop, and just adding a little bit more blush to my cheeks. I'm gonna define my contour a little bit with the shade Wig Cap. And then I'm going into that One Time I Went Blonde. It's like my absolute favorite shade from the whole palette, because it does make your face look like you have a filter on. So I'm just gonna put this everywhere where I feel like it just needs to look like skin again. You can already see what a big difference it makes in evening out my skin tone. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like my eye bags kind of disappeared. It's great for just setting and touching up. Like, it's literally like a real life filter. Okay, that just made a huge difference. Okay, so I'm gonna put on mascara, and then for lashes, I'm gonna put on the Lisa lashes in the style Icy Flare. I feel like they're just such a nice fluffy lash, but they do have that flare on the outside, so it makes your eyes look really wide open and long and catty. So I'm gonna put these on off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry I was gone for a second. I actually did my mascara, my lashes, and then also my lips. And on my lips, I did the Saint Tropez lip liner from the LadyCode shop, which I absolutely cannot live without, and the Saint Tropez lip gloss from the LadyCode shop. And I feel like this lip combo is just my go-to right now, and I'm obsessed with it. I just feel like it's such a nice, like, nudie brown, glossy color. I do have a lip plumper that I use on most of my clients. It's a plumping lip oil and it is spicy, but it works so well. But obviously with all of my fillers, I don't need to plump my lips, so that's the combo that I use. And then for my clients, it's a little bit different with the lip plumper incorporated into it. But this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So now let's go ahead and get into the first impressions and the giveaway. Okay, so I did buy 2 Makeup by Mario palettes. One is for me and the other one is for you, for my lucky subscriber who is going to win the Makeup by Mario Cool Tones palette. But after thinking about everything and like all the stuff I used, I would love for you guys to also try products from the LadyCode shop that I have worked so hard to develop, and I want you to be able to choose what you want to get from LadyCode shop. So I'm also going to throw in a $250 LadyCode shop gift card that you can use on anything from LadyCodeShop.com, even if you want to use it towards a hair and makeup service at a beauty pageant or anywhere that I'm working. You can also apply it towards that. So I hope that would be helpful. Okay, so the rules are going to be a little bit different for this one because I do want support on my new podcast, which is my latest project. It's called Misrepresented, and it's all about sharing women's stories and the challenges that we face to inspire and empower our listeners. You guys should really check it out because we do have a lot of inspiring and interesting conversations with amazing people. We've had so far Miss USA, Noelia Voigt has been on it, along with Carousel from Netflix's Perfect Match, and also Avery from Netflix's The Mole, along with a lot of amazing women that have just overcome so much, from women in finance to professional women, women in corporate jobs. They just share all of their stories, and I hope that you guys would just tune in, listen to their stories while you're taking a shower, while you're driving, while you're getting ready, to inspire and motivate you. So by tuning in and subscribing, I feel like you are going to be very inspired and empowered. So I'm gonna go ahead and link the YouTube channel for Misrepresented down below because this giveaway is open to subscribers of Misrepresented and LadyCode. So I hope that you will join this community. Once you are done subscribing, make sure you use the same account that you subscribed to Misrepresented on, because we will be checking to comment down below on this video and let me know if you like warm toned eyeshadow or cool toned eyeshadow. I know that's a really interesting question. I always go for the warm tones. I feel like it really brings out everyone's eye colors, and that's what I love. But today, after trying out this cool tone palette, I feel like it gives a really nice natural look, especially for people with like cooler undertones. So I think that this is a really nice palette, and I will be using both on myself and also my clients. So I think that's it for the rules. There will be some bonus entry options as well. Everything will be linked down below, so that is how you can enter the giveaway. And now for the first impressions of this Makeup by Mario palette. I do have to say that I am very impressed with the colors that he chose. I think that they're all very perfect. I feel like there are a little bit too many colors to choose from that are very similar, so I feel like all of the colors aren't necessary, but at the same time it's better to have more options than not enough options, so I do appreciate all of the color options as well. I think the color payoff is very good, again, except for the black color, and I do feel like I did have to build a lot with this gray blue color as well. But again, with these colors, and especially this one, I was very impressed with the payoff and the pigment of them. We did have that fallout issue in the beginning, so I didn't really experience fallout with his original palette, but with this one I do feel like I did struggle with a couple of these colors. Like when I brushed off the bake, there was a lot of dark colors there, and I feel like there was a little bit of residue that I was able to neutralize with that yellow color from the Snatched palette. So another palette that I recently purchased is the Skin by Kim Eyeshadow Mattes, what is this called? Classic Mattes Eyeshadow Palette. And this has both warm and cool tones, which is really nice. So if you're on the go and you just need like one palette, I feel like you have all of the colors you need here. They do tend to be a little bit warmer, but there are cooler options up here as well, so you could create a similar look. I feel like the only color missing that I actually really loved was this gray one. Like, I was so pleasantly surprised with this color as well. And now to compare the original palette to the cool palette, I think that I will still be reaching for the original palette because I do, again, gravitate towards the warmer tones. I feel like the cool tones are a lot less like punchy and poppy. Like, I feel like the makeup doesn't make up the way it's supposed to with cool tones, but with the warmer tones, you really get that like look, especially for my clients, again with LadyCode. they're on stage, they're doing stage glam, you want those warm tones to warm you up because those stage lights will wash you out. So you want to be as warm as possible. You might even look a little bit orange off of like stage, but when you're on stage, it makes you pop. And I feel like the same would go for video work. Even right now with these like cool tone lights, you want to have the warmer tones to kind of neutralize and balance that out. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed my first impressions and kind of like a demo of this new Mario palette. I hope you guys enter my giveaway. I hope you guys tune into my podcast and genuinely enjoy and like love listening to our content. And I would love for you guys to let me know who you would love to see in a future episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck on the giveaway, and I'll see you guys next time.